Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Texas Gun Trader. I got my buddy here, Brian. We are back out here in Bowie. Great gun range. If you live in and around this area, you need to check it out. What's the name of the place?
Gunrunner Shooting Sports.
Gunrunner Shooting Sports. So you can get on their website, and they have a Facebook too. And they do matches out here, 3-gun, pistol caliber carbines. A Wild Bunch shoots out here a bunch. Great bunch of guys. So if you're into like single action style shooting, good to come watch. Today we are redoing a video. The other one didn't turn out very good, so we decided we're going to do it again. Brian here has his high power, a real Browning high power from what year?
It's a post 1962.
Post 1962. I have my Ithaca 1945 GI 1911. As you can see, it has a different trigger in it, not the correct grips. That's how I found it. It'll eventually get some GI grips on it to make it correct, and a different trigger, so it is correct. Earlier we were playing with this guy, which I just happened to run across at a gun store. It's Springfield model 1911 A1 GI issue. Double stack though. It's a double stack 45. I did not know they made this gun. So when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I really want to have that. And so I got it. I actually did some trading. That's kind of what I do. That's why it's called the Texas Gun Trader. I traded a shotgun for that. So I figured it was more fun. I didn't shoot the shotgun. I have a bunch of other shotguns that I do shoot. And so, yeah, got that. And we're gonna see how this goes. It didn't go very good last time. The Ithaca did not want to run properly, so we got some different ammo.
In the defense of the Ithaca, I do believe it was your ammo.
And I do not disagree with you, so we got some different ammo, what I could find, and short notice, and we're gonna run that. And basically what we're gonna do, we're probably gonna run what you think, the plates?
Up to you.
We can go back to the dueling tree. I do like dueling. I think I have a few more rounds than you do, because I have 2 mags, and you have what, 13?
13 and 1.
13 and 1. I have 8, and this is a standard setup.
If you're running 8 in both, that's 16.
So you're 13 plus 1, so I'm 14. Once I load one, I'll be 14. So we'll do the dueling deal. This is 9 mil versus 45 ACP. This is a single stack. That is a double stack. So I have to have a magazine, an extra mag, because, well, he has more rounds. He has more capacity. But we're going to just kind of, for the fun, this is not scientific. We're just having fun. And why not try a, actual World War II 45 versus a Browning high power. That is also a pretty legendary gun. So here we go. Oh, you gotta wait. Somebody's readjusting her cameras. My daughter, by the way, is behind the camera. This is kind of what she does. She doesn't like to be on camera, so she likes to be behind the camera. She's working on something so she can be on camera. So we'll see how that goes in the future. Tell me when you're ready. You good? Okay, let's go. Dueling tree it is. We will okay. Haley, you got the GoPro on? You can pick that up, and it doesn't look like it's pointed at where we're going to be.
You're still going.
There you go. Okay. I will put my magazine in my pocket, and when I need to reload, I will reload.
I gotta admit, the way things were going the other day, you still may out too.
Okay, are we ready? Let's go.
reloading, man.
1911. Ah.
I think I win.
I
Barely.
don't know. I had everything over there before while you were reloading.
Hey, same amount of rounds. Same amount of rounds. And you got 2, I got 4.
Yeah, but there were 6 red ones at one time, and you were reloading.
But what matters is how it ends. That's what matters. Is how it ends. Well, obviously it shot a lot better with this new ammo because that other ammo was absolute
Trash.
trash. To be fair,
I gotta admit, I'm surprised that your Fat Boy Springfield runs that ammo. It ran it better than that thing did.
true. But to be fair, the ammo was garbage. It was all I could find. It was some 45 I had bought during the height of the pandemic, which was absolute bullcrap because we all know it was all bullcrap. So ammo was hard to find. I found some cheap ammo so I could keep shooting, and it was just some I had left over. So we decided to blow it all through the Fat Boy Springfield, the double stack, and it did actually pretty good. That was the first time I shot that gun, and first time you shot one. Like I said, didn't even know they existed, but they're kind of cool. So if you find one, pick it up. If you find one, they're like from 2000. They made those guns from like 2000, 2001, something like that. Haley, you're pointing the camera at the ground. There you go. Okay. Do we want to try it again, or we can run it one more time, just so we can make this fair?
Now I got to admit, part of me saying one person runs both and see how they do it.
Okay, so I can put you in this. I can go on that now, and we can go back to the dueling tree and see how it ends.
Well, what I was thinking was run the 1911 and then turn around and run this, or vice versa. Just to let, so we're not trying to still put your skill versus my skill, because we're both fairly evenly matched as far as skill, you know.
And you're 13 plus 1, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
That's the only thing I don't like. There's no witness holes in this vintage magazine.
Well, you know, they didn't think about that back in the day. So we're gonna. So you want to run the Ithaca and see how you do. So it's still just. Hey, it still keeps a gun versus gun.
Like I said, you and I are fairly evenly matched as far as our skill levels go.
Okay. Now you'll have to reload. Is it hot?
Yes, safety on.
Safety on. Okay. You ready?
Hold on a second.
I gotta get your bag ready.
All right, here we go. I'm not gonna lie, this trigger is. I gotta admit, the trigger on that one's slightly better.
I think the Ithaca still wins. I'm just gonna point that out. I mean, you won. Or no, wait, I won. Never
You
mind.
won.
Ah, my bad. The Ithaca didn't win. Crap. I'm sorry. I get dumb sometimes. Okay, that was still fun though.
I said, it was putting one versing the other. But I gotta admit, I think the trigger in the high power is still slightly better than that one's.
Actually, I don't know. I don't mind that one. I think
I didn't say it was bad. And God knows the trigger in that high power is not a superb trigger.
Haley, you're putting the camera down. There you go. You gotta pay attention to the camera. Don't worry, you can edit that out. There you go. Calm down. Anyway, so in the Ithaca versus the high power, it looks like I win, which I don't really understand how, but I think it's a pretty even match, if we're being honest here. I mean, the Browning high power is a absolutely legendary platform. So is the 1911. Now, this is a true GI 1911 from 1945. Whether it saw action in the war, I don't really know. There's no way for me to really prove that. I can't prove that. But I do know I love this gun, and it's like one of my prized possessions. And I think the Browning high power is one of your prized possessions.
I gotta admit, I've always wanted one, and I found that one for a good deal, so
I think it's a pretty good deal. So, in conclusion, I won.
yeah, we don't exactly know which gun wins, but we know what person wins.
I think the gun is evenly. I think the guns are evenly matched. If it's round for round, I think the guns are evenly matched. With that being said, I like my Ithaca. I just love a 1911. That's why I have 5 of them, and they're always fun to shoot, all of them. Now, Browning high power is still super fun to shoot. Don't get me wrong. And I want one day. And I will have one day. Someday. I'll find me a real one. I don't want one of the reproduction ones. I don't really like them. But we might try the Browning high power versus a modern 45 FN, which is the FNX 45. We might try that at a later date and just see which one comes out on top. I kind of think my 45 FNX will, but
oh, but yeah, because the sights on that thing are much better.
Who knows? But stay tuned for a later date. Keep on shooting. Stay fun. Have fun. This will going to be the conclusion to that. And we're also going to discuss what the Four Horsemen is. Because I posted a little clip of it and people are like, well, what is the Four Horsemen? So we're going to discuss that too. So we'll start off with the Browning high power. It is, as you can see, a much fatter magazine. Because it is a double stack. 13, 14?
13.
13 rounds. So you get 13 rounds plus 1. This is just a very iconic weapon. And I'll let Brian come. Okay, it does have mag detent in it.
It's the magazine disconnect.
Yep.
He said this is a post 62 because it has the external extractor and no water drain in the dust cover anymore. Single action, 13 plus 1, iconic pistol, last one that John Browning was designing when he passed away, and it was essentially the first of the modern Wonder 9s made. Other than that, everybody knows what your modern Glock, your M&P, all use the same basic camming tilt barrel that was started with this particular pistol. And other than that, from 1935 to now, it has been pretty much produced by somebody forever.
Yeah, FN recently brought it back. They're making new versions of it. That just tells you how great the whole design of the gun is. The Ithaca, single stack, 45. This is actually a GI mag, a real GI mag. 7 rounds. This particular one is a early to mid 1945. I really can't tell. There's not a lot of information about, serial numbers and where it was produced in the year. So whether this one saw any bore is, well, beyond me. I have no way to show or prove one way or the other. But obviously, great design, awesome little gun. It's like one of my more prized possessions, 1911s, because it is a real OG World War II. As you can see, it even says right there on the frame. It says M 1911 Alpha 1 U.S. Army, United States property number. So that's why I love this gun so much. And that's why we kind of chose it to do the deal. Now the trigger's been replaced. Obviously the grips ain't right. The sights are not GI sights because, well, GI sights really are not that great. So someone's changed the sights, someone's changed the trigger, someone's changed the grips. I'm pretty sure that's not the original barrel because the numbers do not match. Wouldn't you say so?
Question is, was it an Arsenal rebuild at some point?
And it very well may be have been an Arsenal rebuild. Regardless, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's not like the holy grail of 1911s, but for me, I love it. And it shoots great, as you can tell from the video that you will see before this. We will show that.
Yeah.
You know, and it breaks down obviously like any other 1911 does. The Browning Howe Power, I don't know. How did the Browning Howe Power take down?
It's slightly different. Take it. Put the safety notch right there. If I can get my fingers to push that through. There it goes. Take the safety down.
It's actually pretty easy.
It is, within all reason, almost the same as taking down your 1911.
So we have the frame, we have the slide, recoil spring, barrel, all that good stuff. And yeah, it's fairly similar. Does need a little cleaning, obviously, like mine does. Mine needs probably a lot of
I said
cleaning.
it got a cursory cleaning. I didn't say it got a detailed cleaning.
But hey, that's the point of the gun. It'll run. These run really well regardless. And trigger's quite different than a 1911, and how it works. Obviously, 1911. It is kind of similar, except the spring goes wonky when you pull it out. That's why a lot of people choose to pull the spring first, which spin around. Like
Yeah, unless you're like me, and all my 1911s have full-length guide rods but one.
True. If it has a full length guide rod, it doesn't do that. Or if it has a captured guide rod, a two-piece guide rod. So, what would you say the pros and the cons are? I mean, for you,
But the only major con I have for the high power is the size of my hand. I have been hammer bit by it on multiple occasions now. And that's just because
you have big hands. Ron's obviously a bigger guy, got bigger hands.
I'm 6'1".
Well,
I wear an extra large glove. I mean, look at where the hammer is over the meat of my hand.
That is true. I could see that being an issue.
And these service 1960s service sights, I mean,
Yeah,
they are essentially an A2 sight,
and the
or
sights,
A1 1911 A1 sight.
and the sights do have a lot to be desired.
I mean, seriously.
But the gun overall, you get a high cap gun and 9mm that pretty much functions flawlessly.
I mean, it's never done anything bad other than a couple of bad rounds of ammunition. Recoil on the high power is generally a lot lighter.
So we got less recoil, higher capacity magazine, less recoil obviously because it's 9mm. A great functionality, and trigger or sights that leave a lot to be desired. Whereas on the 1911, the cons are pretty obvious. Cons are low capacity. You get a 45 that obviously great round. Of course, a lot of the boomers will be like, "Oh yeah, 45 stopping power." 9mm here has caught up with the advances in ammunition. 9mm is not that far behind, if we're being honest here. I mean, wouldn't you say, Brian? I mean, what?
Powder-wise, if you just take sheer numbers out of most of your reloading manuals, they were never that far apart to begin with.
No, but there's a lot to be desired about it. I mean, a lot to desire of a 45.
You're still talking about a projectile that's 100,000 larger in diameter.
So the energy transfer is obviously better.
Technically, I would say 1911 has a better trigger because it's a straight pull versus hinge.
That is very true. The trigger is, in most cases, far better on a 1911.
But one downside is, and I know I've done it on more than one occasion. If I don't get that grip safety right the first time, it's not going on.
See, I never had that issue.
I've had a bad draw in a game once or twice.
I've always been pretty good about that. Never really had an issue. My feeling is the only downside is capacity. I like lots of rounds because I never know what I'm going to be faced with. I'm not a big fan of reloading after 8 rounds, 7+1. Now there is other 1911 magazines out there that give you a little more capacity and whatnot, but if you really want a 1911 with a lot of capacity, then you go to something like this. Now, this gun has gotten a lot of slack since its release, the Springfield Prodigy, and to be honest, I understood a lot of it because mine would not run for nothing in the beginning. It had a lot of issues. Hello?
Hi.
Our camera woman is on camera now.
Yes, she has her mask on so she can feel comfortable about being on camera. So, welcome, this person.
I have a name.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted your name being put out there. Well, this is Haley, by the way. So, anyways, yeah. The 1911 was modernized with the 2011. And oddly enough, it was not designed in 2011, if that's what you're asking.
I'm not going down that road.
It was nowhere near 2011. It was like, late 80s, somewhere in there? Is that when they first started working on this? Late 80s, early 90s?
Staccato and Infinity started out, late 1980s, very early 1990s.
Somewhere in there. I'm not a aficionado, if you would, on those guys. Those guys built some awesome guns, especially Infinity. If you don't know about Infinity, look up Infinity. Strayer Voyet and Infinity. Amazing.
STI, now known as Staccato.
Yes. Get me wrong, the STI, which is now known as Staccato, a lot more affordable. Way more affordable versus Infinity. But in the end, you get what you pay for. And this gun's entry level price is what? I think
It's just under
$13.99.
$1,500.
Yeah, like $13.99. So this is the full 5-inch version, and it would not run to save its life when I first got it. So after some parts from Wilson's Combat and a lot of work, I guess you could say. It runs pretty flawlessly now. I haven't really had an issue out of it. And matter of fact, that's what you see me running in the Four Horsemen, that little clip you'll see. So, Four Horsemen, what is that, Brian?
It is a pistol challenge created by the owner of Gunrunner Shooting Sports. Technically, I think he done it about 3 years ago.
That was the first time?
Yes, the first time we ran that thing, I want to say it was almost 40 rounds of ammunition we fired, and every string of fire was done from a holster.
Okay. So, this, as you can see, it was 28 rounds on 4 targets, 4 different strings. The first string is
Single to the
single
torso.
single to the chest, all the way down, all 4 targets, single to the torso. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you come back and you do
It's a double tap.
double tap to the torso, all the way down, all across 4 targets. So at the end of that, you mandatory reload, regardless if you still got rounds, and you drop your mag, throw another mag in. You come back and it's
2 to the chest, and then it's the failure round shot, which is a headshot.
yes. So 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, all the way down, all across 4 targets. Then you come back and it's 1 to the chest, all across 4 targets. Correct?
Yes.
And that equals up to 28 rounds. And at the end of that is the end of the last string. So that is the Four Horsemen. It is just a, I don't know what you would call it,
It is
stress
one
test.
fun drill to play with. It will quickly show you your deficiencies.
yeah, it is very much a stress test because, and you don't get, if you miss a shot, you don't get to reshoot that. If it's a miss, it's what, 3-second penalty?
Generally, it's most competitions, a miss is a 5-second penalty.
I think he did 3 seconds on that one. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Bill,
No, I'm
if
pretty
you're
sure
watching
it's
this,
5.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. Maybe it was 5. Okay.
Most of the competitions, a missed penalty is a 5-second penalty.
Yeah.
Added to your time.
Yeah, you don't get to make up the shot and keep going. If you miss, you just keep going and you get a 5-second penalty. No makeup shots because, well, in real life, chances are you're probably not going to get a makeup shot. I think that's kind of the point of it. But other than that, anything else, guys?
He said,
Well, I hope you enjoyed this. This is kind of the conclusion of that video, and kind of let you know what we're doing. The next video, I'm not sure what we're doing. I don't know if we're doing the what not to do to your AR 500 plates. I'm not sure. I've got all the ammo for that. I'm having to source some rare ammo, if you would, from different places to try and make this video happen. Basically, we're gonna
destroy a couple of AR plates.
Yeah, we're going to destroy a bunch of plates. And that's the whole purpose. That's the point. We're not trying to show you what you should do to your AR 500 plates. We're just showing you what you should not do, which is shoot your AR 500 plates with ammo that is kind of rare and hard to get. So,
Or just stronger than it.
or exactly, just stronger than it. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Tune in, subscribe, drop a comment if you don't like what you see, or drop a comment if you do like what you see. You know, tell us what you want to see next. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Texas Gun Trader, and this is the Four Horsemen. And I'm probably going to screw this up. Okay. Who wants to say beep?